Hello, I'm Audio. This is the payment phase of Daibanchou, and I need to build more curry wolves because obviously I'm not getting a huge amount of income. And I should also say that a lot of people who do this, like I've seen on the wiki, and I've seen in other, of course, I'm gonna release this guy's generic. I've seen in various other places, people get a lot of money in this game, and I don't know the secrets, and honestly, I haven't really looked it up because I've always been able to, like what I can do suffices. So I just leave it. I don't go for the ungodly rich plan. I don't know what it is. I don't know how people do it. I just build curry wolves, and then I get money, and then I can do some things. Usually I'll start peaking 1,000 BP, and the guy always takes a little bit from me, and that's about it. Now they're gonna explain the Nightmare Eyes, and I'll probably leave this scene in. I don't wanna. I won't remove it. I'll leave it. Just because it's relevant, and worse things have been uploaded to YouTube, so. But yeah. It's scary, isn't it? But this is the formal introduction to the Nightmare Eyes, okay? Every faction has this. It's kind of obvious. I mean, it's like there were formal introductions to them all in Sengoku Rants, and there are in Daitekoku. It's pretty much any strategy game done by Alicesoft has formal introductions for the people you're dealing with, which is how it should be. So, this is the Nightmare Eyes. They're telling you things that you pretty much already know because, Alicesoft could have taken two routes with it. They could have let you find things out and let you go in there kind of blindly, like giving you this first would have been kind of creepy, I guess. Maybe surprising, but, you've already seen quite a bit of what they do, and as vampires, they've got like human livestock, which is creepy, but you already know this, so, it's less of an effect when you're watching this. Yeah. But those large men with the bears, the bear skins, they're like zombies, I guess, and I guess it's popular knowledge that vampires, some of the people that they suck blood from become like zombies and minions. I'm not sure how they, and I'm sure it changes from story to story, but vampires make other people vampires, or they make other people zombies, and it just kind of, whatever mood the author is in, I guess. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of vampire things. I think the only Nippon-related vampire thing I've ever seen was Hellsing, and, well, that was one of the only manga that I've ever actually fully read, and it was pretty good. But, it's introducing you to all the executives as well, and that man it showed before Kibito is not capturable. You can't obtain him. He's just there. He's like a boss, I guess. He's kind of like a boss. And it says Kibito is too, but he's not, like, his construct is a boss. Kibito is not. Kibito is not good. Like, he's not even good if you train him. Like, level him up. He's still not a very good unit. I don't know. He's a mid-range unit, which is interesting, but, well, like I said, I'm going to try to capture him. I'd like to, but if that means I need to sit around in the Nightmare Eyes' territory for 14 years, I'm not going to do it. Though I am moving very quickly at a schedule in this game, so that's all good. And I mean, I guess it's, Roga is kind of virtuous here, and he's like, even though they're vampires, they can't treat people like that. So he's cool with vampires. He's not xenophobic. Even though maybe he should be in this situation. Because it's not like... Oh yeah, I have to... My bad. It's not like vampires could ever possibly coexist with people, considering what they need to do to people, So, whatever. Curry research. That's an option here, and it increases Curry Wolf's revenue by a very small amount. I might do some of those later on because they're interesting, they're funny. But there are more important things I'd like to do, and I should nip the rebellion in the bud, but I won't do that. You know, I'll just leave it until it becomes a huge problem. Yeah, and I guess we'll do Ren's event again. Well, another one of his events. So, just because I like these so much. You know, and I'm not really, you know, I'm not into automotive stuff at all. Like, I've got a horrible car. I don't care about cars. I don't know about them. I don't even know the basics that a lot of people know, you know? Like, I know the basics of working on computers. I don't know the basics of working on my car. So I'm hopeless when it comes to that kind of stuff. But Ren is still a cool character, even though, like, vehicles are tied to him. I don't know. The other man, Kensuke, apparently I know I didn't get enough money to recruit the mechanic, so my apologies there. We should still see him at some point, though. I'd like to get him, but more on that when we're fighting the NPI or when he actually joins me. But, you know, mechanic characters have never really appealed to me because of that trait, you know? It's always other stuff. You know, I don't like Ren because he has some cool bike, you know? So, that's how that goes. Yeah, but this scene is... It is exactly what it is, you know? He beats some guy in a race. And that's it. And, you know, like I said, I'll do those when they show up. May even get Ren's character clear. You know, and again, the loyalties are starting to drop severely on a lot of these people. I'll pay for this one. I'll start investing the 50 odd BP that I need to keep people with me. So yeah. Just because it's easier. And then later on in the game when I have quite a... Oh yeah, and Daigo, all of his conversation things will be repeated after this point. But yeah, later on, I'm saving the Hawaii thing for pretty much when I've got to choose between two people and, you know, which one I want to keep. Though that's pretty rare. That doesn't happen very often. One other thing I'd like to point out while we're on this phase and you can see the map, this territory right here, Akibahara, maybe I've been mispronouncing that. Whatever. Anyway, later on it'll be invaded by that Miller girl and her bats. So you want to station some units here, you know, that can fight. They're not, like, the enemies that show up aren't hard. They're not, you know, anything. And they don't show up for a while. Like, I'm not going to have to worry about them this turn. So I won't even station people there to deal with it. Though I very well could. There is no need. You know, actually, I'm looking at my stuff. And I had my people spread out pretty well for income. So, I'm not disappointed with that at all. But we'll just leave it as is. And we'll go in. Actually, I will give this to Roga because Yoki's event, you know, where, the H scene where Roga would die, actually. That should be, it's random, I think. It just kind of happens. And he needs this item to survive it, the defense god. And get Yoki's character star, her character check for that. And also to avoid getting you a game over. But you're given an option, you know, so if you don't have the item, it's not like you can't progress. You're given the option whether or not you want to, you know, H. Oh, nope. I don't know why I did this. It's just, you know, it's just too cool. I had to do it. The power moves in this game are just awesome. And James is done. I don't know, are little vampires immortal? Seems like they should be. Whatever. A little bit more from the Nightmare Eyes. You know, actually they have a couple of... No, never mind, I'm wrong. They have at least one H scene. Yeah. That just happens, like, you know, it's given to you. Actually, I think, God, now that I think about it, every group in this game has one of those. Murata and Tomoka. The one with Senna's clone and, I guess, her owner at the NPI, and there are more at the NPI as well, but we'll go over that later. And then one with Camilla and someone else that we haven't met yet, so I'll just stop. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah. You know, vampires, of course, sleep in coffins. That's very common knowledge. If you didn't know that, I'm disappointed in you. And, this coffin that she's talking about, as far as, you know, it's like, it has another vampire in it, obviously, and it's a boy, a younger boy, actually. He's more important in Kunagi's route. I mean, he's not really important in Kunagi's route either. He's just kinda... He has more of a story in Kunagi's route. He doesn't really do anything special in either. Senna or Kunagi's route, so... I mean, when I look at a character's importance, I look at what they do to change, you know, the story. And, I mean, I think his name is Prim, or Preem, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember. But the little vampire boy, he doesn't really change the outcome of the story at all. Because, you know. Whatever, I'll wait until we get to him. I mean, Miller doesn't either. And neither does Camilla, really. Yeah. But whatever. I don't think Miller starts attacking you in Akibahara until you're on, like, their last territory. It might be timed. You know, a lot of the events in this game, and actually in Sengoku Rants and in future games that I'll play, I don't pay attention to, like, the turns of something. Like, I don't pay attention to countdowns, you know, like, once you get to this place, within 5 turns, X will occur, you know. I don't ever pay attention to that unless it's really, really, really painfully obvious or they tell you that. Like, I declared one of the Nightmare Eyes. I'm not counting down until Miller attacks my city, you know. So I don't know whether or not it's turn-based or progress-based. You know, I tend to do these things, when I actually start fighting one of these factions, I tend to get through them as quickly as possible. And I don't think that, you know, that's not a loss of, like, entertainment when I do that. So, now you know my thinking. And it's just, this is so awkward and sad, and I feel so bad for Miller, like... it's just weird. And I don't actually remember if they're siblings or not. Oh, man. Like, there's a lot... It's hard to explain right now, because there's a lot of, like, faked family relation here with the Bathory vampires, you know? Again, you'll have to see it play out. I can't really explain it now, but... it is revealed later on whether or not Camilla and Miller are related, and I just don't remember, but neither of them are themselves right now. Camilla and Miller are both not who they are, you know, they're being manipulated, so, you know. I mean, the Nightmare Eyes seem way, way worse if you don't know that. But, you know. This is, it's just so awkward. It's one of those things where it's like, if you could imagine being, like, in this situation and having to, like, watch them talk about this, you know, it's, oh god. Like, could you even watch? Could you, like, I'd have to, like, curl up in a ball and just be like, oh my god, they're actually, is this real? That's what it is for me. I don't know. But, whatever. Yeah, so, you know, in Alisoft games, I don't think vampires show up again. I mean, I haven't played a whole lot of Alisoft games, but, you know, I think they dropped the vampires in this one. In fact, there's not really... I mean, I'm trying to think ahead to other games that they've done after this. And, you know, Sengoku Rance comes to mind, and Daitekoku, and I guess Rance Quest now as well, but I haven't played that, so I don't know. But not a whole lot of supernatural things from, you know, European... I guess folklore. I don't know what you'd call it. So, unless you include all of Christianity. But that's your call. But that's how that goes. And they're actually attacking my own turf, so that's cool. Easy to defend against. Okay, yeah, I need to see the skill. 3 stamina, 40 attack, 80% to hit, and you avoid combat. That's Cleo Aripa's special ability. She summons the genie. That's a pretty good skill, I'm not gonna lie. You know, because she avoids combat. Her attack is 14, okay? She's not very good. But you should have realized that, probably. And I'll use it, just so you can see it. I mean, Cleo's not a unit that you can use all the time, because... yeah, as cute as she is, you're really only attacking with her special, and it consumes 3 stamina. So, yeah. And now my people are gonna start getting hurt because I'm deploying awkwardly. Oh well. And then they have all these short-range vampires too, which have... like, their evasion is 20, that's not really high, but that's still pretty high for, like, a grunt unit, you know? It's not very common. And they'll avoid a lot of hits if you send, you know, they have a type advantage against normal people. So, if you send normal people against the vampires, they dodge it all the time. They're not really problematic, but... you know. And more Kamui speech, like, man, whatever. I'll see you guys in the next part.
Oh yeah.